My name is Trey. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Vader, where we screen for naturally occurring microorganisms that have the ability to break down environmental contaminants. The contaminants that we're most focused on are PFAS chemicals. This is a class of compound that contains multiple fluorine bonds and has been used pretty widely in manufacturing since the 1940s. You can find PFAS in anything from your non-stick cooking pans to the rechargeable batteries that we have in all of our devices. Because we've used these chemicals so widely in manufacturing, they've ultimately found their way into our environment, into the food we eat and drink, and ultimately into our bodies. A study showed that 98% of Americans contain PFAS in their blood. This has been linked to changes in liver enzymes, birth defects, and multiple forms of cancer. But aside from the fluorine that causes these issues, we know that these molecules are ultimately made of carbon. And if you can find the microorganisms that can use that carbon as a food source, you find the same microorganisms that can break these chemicals down and detoxify them. So what we've been doing is developing a way to screen for that.
This story starts for me with an interest in understanding how to upcycle. So can we find a way to take what we saw going on with PET plastic and figure out how to use the microbes that we knew could eat PET plastic and transform that into something else that might be more valuable. So a way to turn plastic waste into something valuable. And that was the goal that we started with when we started working at GenSpace almost 3 years ago.
Our system uses a combination of wet lab automation, computer vision, image processing, and analytical chemistry. Our goal is not simply to find a single needle in a haystack, but instead to continuously select the right microorganisms and through multiple iterations of screening, drive a population to be able to degrade a given target, all the while monitoring our progress via analytical chemistry. Our business model is a licensing approach, where we leverage our expertise in screening and identifying these strains, and we work with the groups and license to groups who can remediate contamination or manage PFAS waste. In order to commercialize these organisms, we're utilizing well-established trap and treat methodology within the remediation space. But aside from this initial beachhead, we know that the opportunities for PFAS solutions are substantial. Within the US alone, we see a total addressable market of over $100 billion, a serviceable available market of $6 billion, and a potential obtainable market of over $800 million. So we think with starting with our beachhead in PFAS, ultimately we can expand out to other contaminants also made of carbon, like PCBs or plastics in the future. But we're starting with PFAS because we know this problem is urgent. It exists here in New York, but not only that, because if we don't do something about this problem that exists within our clothing, within our cookware, and within all of our devices, it will not just persist, but it will continue to grow. So it's important that we do something about this problem and start making solutions now.
So if you continually select the best microbes and you expand from that microbe set, and then you screen against that new set and you select the best there, and you continue to iterate on that process, you can almost drive the evolution towards a directed set of organisms. And that, I think, is also kind of the power of this approach, is if you're thinking about this as a tool to not just screen, but also as a tool to develop and optimize organisms,